gonna find these names pretty polarizing. You're either gonna love them or you're gonna hate them, and that's okay. I just hope that you find one that you love. Hi, welcome to my channel if you're new, or welcome back if you've been here before. I'm Steph, I'm a name consultant, a content creator, an author, a mom of 3, and I love talking about baby names. Don't mind my heavy makeup. I was doing some transitions for short form. So I thought, why not film a YouTube video? I still have such a mental block about filming them because I'm really used to short form, but I have so many amazing names I want to share that I'm like, okay, Stephanie, sit down and share some of these amazing baby names. I have names that were submitted from my Patreon members, which is amazing. Names I've not heard of. It's fantastic. I have 20 names at the end that are whimsical word names that I would absolutely recommend that you use. I have names that I don't really like so much that are invented baby names. Anyway, I have it all, so stick around. Can you guys tell I got my hair cut, colored, and curled today? Thought it would be the perfect time to sit down and make a video. Okay, let's get started with my invented baby names that I really love. We're gonna look at Aerith first. It has a very breathy sound at the end, very vowely. It comes from a video game character, and I think it's beautiful, especially if you're wanting something different and something that starts with an A that not everybody is gonna have. Next up, we have a name submitted from a Patreon member, Brichelle. It's a combination of Brittany and Michelle. I had never heard of it before, but I think it's pretty intuitive to pronounce, and I really wanted to include it. Next up is the name Cozy. I'm used to spelling it C-O-S-I, but I think with the Z and the I-E is very adorable with all the popularity of I-E names. How cute would this name be? Next up is a 2-for-1. I am gonna include them together. So we have Evelette and Eveleth. Again, with that TH sound, I feel like people are gonna be like, you sound like you have a lisp, but I really think it's a beautiful ending that's very unique. It's not something you see every day. But then if you don't like the Eveleth, what about Evelette? It's basically a combination of Violet and Evelyn and any other EV name. The next name on my list is a combination name, again, submitted from a Patreon member. It's a combination of Laura and Lisa, pronounced Lorisa. And I thought that was really beautiful. It's amazing how many different L names exist out there. Moving on to the name Jovi. If you've seen the movie Elf, Zooey Deschanel's character is named Jovi, and I think it's just the cutest, sweetest name. Also might make you think of Bon Jovi, so if you haven't considered this J name, what are you doing? Next up, we have Kyler. I mean, there are so many great K names. I just did a video on this recently, alternatives to the name Karen, if you have not seen that yet. But yeah, I really like the name Kyler. I think it works for both boy and girl. Names don't have a gender. Hello. Okay, this one I found just browsing Pinterest. The name Orly. It reminds me of my daughter's name because my daughter's name starts with an O-R, but I really liked it. I think you could spell it O-R-L-E-Y as well, but it's really pretty. I'm a sucker for anything that starts with a vowel, okay? Next, we have a name that I have been suggesting around the clock to clients, especially if they're interested in more of a country western sound, if they're interested in a really uncommon boy name. What about the name Rennick? I love this for so many reasons. This is like top of my list right now for boys. He can go by Ren, he can go by Nick, Nikki. It's so beautiful and I can't stop talking about it, so I'm gonna just keep putting it into as many videos as possible. Okay, this next one I think was also from a Patreon member. I can't remember now, but it's Rosewin. What? Are you kidding me? Why have we not thought of combining Rose and Win before? Like, it's perfection. Rosemary, Rosalie, Rosaria, Rosa, Rose, Rosie, Rosewin. It's just so stunning. I mean, come on. It's so beautiful. Please, someone use it. Okay, this next name is gorgeous. It's very short. It's very on brand with a V beginning, and it's a combination name from a Patreon member. Okay, this is VD, but it is very tricky for me to say these names that it comes from. So the D part is from Doreen. The V is from Vihen, but spelled with a G. But there's also another like longer name from this grandma, and it's actually so gorgeous. I'm gonna put it on the screen here, but I'm not even gonna try and pronounce it, okay? I don't feel like it. I get so many comments on my pronunciation of things. I'm just not feeling like I wanna get hurt today, okay? And finally, we have the name Zeth. Instead of Seth, why not a Z? I think that's a kind of a badass, cool way to say Seth. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I like it. It reminds me of Seb, like nicknames of Sebastian for some reason. Zeth. What do you guys think? All right, are you guys ready for the names that I don't really like that are invented? I need to say a disclaimer here real quick. I support everyone's names for their children. I don't think I have a right to have an opinion on what you name your child, and I don't want to put anybody down. So if these are your names or these are names you are considering for your child, please continue on. Do not take offense. It is just a preference. I know there are people who think my kids have weird names, and I promise I'll do a whole video on their names at some point. But please know that I'm just one person with one small opinion, and it does not matter what I think of your names. And honestly, truthfully, over the years, as I have looked at names every day for years now as a baby name consultant, I find less and less I dislike. It's hard for me to find names that I don't like. So take this all with a grain of salt, okay? Sound good? Okay, so we're gonna start with the Aidens, Bradens, and Cadens. I actually really like Caden and Kaysen, but overall, like that, I'm just kind of sick of hearing those kind of Aiden ending names. I'm just done with them. It's more of a fatigue with them than anything, because I actually find a lot of them really cute. We're gonna move on to the B names, and I don't know, I'm gonna hurt some feelings. I don't want to do this, but names like Bexley and Brinley, and let's skip ahead to like Tinley and Tinsley. Those are giving very cutesy vibes. They're giving a little bit of Southern country, which isn't really my Midwestern preppy girl vibe. So it's just not something I relate to, but you know, I can find the cuteness in it, and I kind of like Bex as a nickname, and I get how adorable Brinley is and Tinley. I think those are adorable names. They're just not for me. And finally, we have names that just have like maybe the different spelling. This is going to accidentally target like 50% of the population. I swear, everybody has a Jackson in their life. I think it is such a beautiful name. I do like it. It's not my favorite with the X. I feel like I'm hurting feelings. My heart hurts. I'm so sorry. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean a thing. It does not mean a thing. I like the weirdest names, okay? So maybe it's me who has the problem. Let's be real. Also, but like Jasmine, spelled like jazz instead of Jas. Anyway, let's move on because this is making me uncomfortable, and I have gorgeous whimsical word names that you have to see. Moving on to my favorite part of the show, whimsical word names that most people go and gasp at because they're like, how could you name a child that? And I'm like, how could you not consider that? Like, can I go back and name more children? Because I love them. Anyway, we're gonna start with a Patreon member who submitted a bunch of whimsical word names, okay? Have you considered Hero? Gosh, that's so cute. Be real, that's so cute. How different is it than Hugo? Not much. Ocean, I know we've all kind of thought about Ocean, but I like that they wanted to put this on the list. Rebel Wilson, anyone? Yes, please. Shields, which I think is a great surname option as a first name. You know I love a good surname as first name. And Suede. I am obsessed with fabric names. That is a weird thing to say. I'm obsessed with fabric names. Velvet, Denim, Suede, those are all fantastic names. Chantilly for Chantilly lace. That's a thing, right? And here are my 20 gorgeous whimsical word names that you need to put on your baby name list like yesterday. Afternoon, Ballad, Brand, Dash, December, Ever, Fable, Garland, Honey, Lavender, Lemon, Posy, Quill, Revel, Rune, Solstice, Story, Tempest. I really almost named a baby Story. Van and Whimsy. I love Whimsy. I swear, I talk about Whimsy all the time as well. There's some things I just can't stop talking about, and that's Whimsy. Like, I love that people are constantly telling me, why does Whimsy feel like a great name? Because it is. That's why. Okay, if you look at these names and you cannot find any that you would consider, that's okay too. We can all have different tastes, but I would love to hear your favorite whimsical word name in the comments. But wait, there's more. I have 2 names that I completely forgot to include earlier. They both start with a D, oddly enough. First one is the name that I chose for my character. I did a pregnancy soap opera on TikTok a long time ago now. Maybe it was 2022. I think it was 2022. Anyway, I had this character and her name was Dallery. And I think it is so, so gorgeous. And I think about that name a lot. And I wondered, would anyone use that? That's an invented name. You can spell it 2 different ways. And I mean, I'm sorry, it's just gorgeous to me. It's Valerie, but with a D. Get it? Dallery. I just want to keep saying it. Dallery, Dallery, Dallery. And the second name is Daxton. I really like the nickname of Dax. Yes, it makes you think of Dax Shepard. Maybe you like him, maybe you don't. It's a cute name, and I like it. You know, Paxton's a very popular name with a nickname of Pax. What about Daxton? Have you considered it? How adorable is that? Thanks for watching all of my invented baby names. I'd love to hear which theme you would want to see next. I hope you follow along for more baby name inspiration. Thanks and happy naming!